Hello and a very warm welcome, and let's talk 2009 world champion Jenson Button. The 42-year-old who was born in Frome, Somerset. Yeah, the title speaks for itself. I believe Jenson Button was massively overrated. Um, yeah, I actually looked at his stats, and I've got to be honest. To say he had quite a long career in Formula One, his stats are woeful to say the least. Very shocked, to be honest. They're not great, I have to say, and we will bring up his stats here. So, yeah, I'll just bring up this screen here. Get JB's stats up. Now, you should be able to see this if it's working correctly. So, yeah. We got Jenson Button, 42 years of age, from Frome, Somerset. Season entries 2000. So his first race was in 2000. Obviously, he raced for teams such as Williams, had a spell at Renault, Honda, BAR Honda, Braun, McLaren. Yeah, so he had a good career, Jenson Button, but I've got to say, I'm not that impressed with his stats. I do believe Jenson Button was overrated. I was never a Button fan. When Button was in the sport, I was supporting Montoya. That says it all. I'm English. I've got an English man in Coulthard and Button to support, and I'm supporting a Colombian instead. So yeah, his first race 2000, his last race 2017. His first pole came at the famous Imola. Last pole, Spa. Famously, he was McLaren's last winner until Ricciardo won last year. And yeah, his first win was quite an iconic win, I've got to say. Now, give Jenson Button a bit of credit. He was fantastic in, tricky conditions. He was amazing in tricky conditions. When it was going from dry to wet or wet to dry, he was always the first in the pits. He was always the first gambling. And that's a big reason why he won at the likes of Australia at that time. Very good. They used to call him Twinkle Toes because he's always got a feel for the conditions. But yeah, we get into his stats. Now, we know he was a champion. Race entries 309. Race starts 36. Now this is where I think these are not great. He's been in the sport 18 years and he's got 15 wins. You look at the likes of Vettel, Alonso, Hamilton. These are guys he raced against. Even Kimi Räikkönen's got more wins. So yeah, 15 wins is not great. That's averaging one a season. Pole positions 8. Now again, that is poor. I was actually quite alarmed by these stats when I read them. I've got to say. And then we go on to podiums 50. So yeah, I don't think so. We got 15 wins, 8 poles, and 50 podiums in an 18-year career. So, yeah, I think he was massively overrated, Jenson Button. He was a decent driver. He wasn't world class. He won the 2009 championship because Braun went the right way. And he was lucky to even be on the grid then because he was looking like he was going to be off the grid without a drive. And then he has Rubens Barrichello, who is literally, he is a number 2. He was Schumacher's lapdog for all that time, constantly losing championships. Button or Barrichello, who are you going to fancy? Of course you're going to fancy Button because Barrichello's a number 2. Again, a decent driver, but wasn't interested in winning. Yeah. So yeah, I would say Jenson Button massively overrated, and when I looked at them stats, I was quite alarmed to see how bad they actually were. 15 wins. I expected 21, 25. Kimi Raikkonen had 21, and he underachieved massively. Alonso's got 32. You've got Lewis on 103. Vettel's on 53. So yeah, gotta say, yeah, he had a lot of support, Jenson Button, but I was never a fan of him. Yeah, um, I'd say he's a good driver. He just wasn't elite level. He's decent driver, I would say. But yeah, to be fair to Button, he did beat Lewis in 2011. Famously, when you think of Jenson Button, you think of that famous win at Canada, where he had about 5 penalties, 5 drive-throughs, contact with his teammate, and he still won the race. But yeah, I've got nothing against Jenson. I actually think he's probably a better pundit than he was driver, to be honest. I actually like him as a pundit. As a driver, didn't really set the world on fire. I mean, he's achieved a dream. He's F1 champion. You can't take that away from him. Yeah. He got 6 wins in his Brawn spell, 8 wins in his McLaren spell, and 1 with Honda. So, it's what it is. I mean, I say it how I see it. I think Button was overrated. Yeah. Comment down below your thoughts on JB. Yeah. Interesting video, this one. Let's see what the people say about Jenson. But yeah, I mean, I was shocked when I saw that. I've got to be fair. 15 wins, wow. I expected at least 20. It shocked me, to say the least. Yeah. But Button won the championship. We are world champions. We are world champions.